invented in the late 50s, early 60s. And ever since, women have worried about their chests and their stomachs. Body shaping can put you in bikini shape all year round. With body shaping, you'll be ready when your partner says, "Honey, we're going to Rio." What does the word treasure chest mean to you? Maybe you have a dream that someday you'll find a sunken treasure filled with rubies and diamonds and emeralds. Or maybe treasure chest conjures up images of Dolly Parton. Excuse me, Dolly. But at any rate, whether you're talking about ruby jewels or Dolly's jewels, we can develop your chest, shape up your chest, and make it firmer and more shapelier with certain exercises, which we'll show you today. But first, let's warm up. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, together, 2, 2, 3, 4, ready, and shoulders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and sit down, or sit up, and crunch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, right leg up and crunch, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, left leg up, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before we start training our chest today, there's a lot of you people watching out there that find it very difficult to motivate yourself. Sometimes it's a lot easier to go out and get some pizza and ice cream instead of getting up early in the morning and going to the gym. But you have to remember that you only have one body, and you better take darn good care of it. Sometimes things that can help you get motivated is getting a training partner that's equally as interested in firming up, toning up, and shaping up as you are, and also changing your workout program frequently. Today we're going to show you some chest training exercises that hopefully will motivate you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Training that treasure chest. Okay, the first exercise, oops.
Yours looks like a treasure chest today with the rhinestones.
It
all
is.
over it.
I've got the jewels and the emeralds on mine today. First exercise is the dumbbell press, high dumbbell press. And this is developing the muscles in the upper chest or the pectoral region. Again, it's the area underneath the clavicle that oftentimes is sort of sunken chest on some women. So
Very treasure.
So we need to build up the muscle there so that we'll have a fuller appearance to our overall chest. Now you would start out with doing 2 sets here of between 8 and 15 repetitions. After your first set, just relax for a moment, catch your breath, and then start your second set again. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing the weights directly overhead. I'm keeping an angle, about a 90-degree angle in my elbow joint. I'm raising and lowering the weight under control in a steady fashion, keeping a rhythm up. And this is working again the upper chest and also part of the front of the shoulder area, which you can't avoid. You always, if you're working one muscle, there's other muscles always attached that you're also working, but the majority of what I was working is the upper chest in here and the shoulder area. Okay, now we'll have the other 2 girls demonstrate a bent arm fly. This is for beginners who are not as strong or not in do not have a good muscle tone.
Or a smaller treasure chest.
Or treasure chest. And this is, we're using a bent arm because it's a little bit easier and lighter than if you would do a straight arm. The first set we'll show you will be 8 to 12 repetitions of this bent arm fly. What we're working here is the muscles as they attach to your rib cage, both in the sternal area and then underneath, so it will help shape your breast. The exercise I showed just before was an exercise that built up the muscle and toned and firmed your breast. This one is more of a shaping exercise.
Okay, ready, kids, to try the more advanced? We're going to straighten our arms out now.
Okay, let's go.
Make the weights feel a lot heavier immediately.
Because of the leverage is different, and so the weight is out further, and it's going to make it feel heavier than when you had a bent arm. Again, especially with my pencil arm. And again, as you do the fly, when I say straight arms, I'm not saying exactly straight where your elbow joint is actually locked out. I'm saying straighter than a bent arm. Again, you can have a very slight degree of bend in your elbow to protect the joint so you don't put a lot of strain on it. And again, this exercise, remember, weight is not a concern. We do not want to use heavy weights here because you can't handle a lot of heavy weight in this type of a form. So use a lighter weight for higher repetitions to shape the chest.
Concentrate on using just the chest muscle.
Right.
The weights up.
As you bring the weights up,
No cheating with the shoulders or your arms.
lower the weight and raise it in the exact same arc, and concentrate on flexing your chest muscles as you do the entire exercise. And again, don't worry about the amount of weight that you're using.
I think that's enough.
You think that's enough? Okay, should we try one more? Okay, the third exercise that we'll learn is for the overall developing of your whole entire body. It's called a pullover. And this can be done with one arm or with two arms. You can start out doing the pullover, like Trudy and Kit are getting into position there, with one arm. And we're working the muscles in the chest, the shoulder, and underneath the armpit, or the lat muscle. And we're also working the muscles in the stomach, called serratus. So in this exercise, we're working actually the entire upper body. And you can start out with one arm and do your repetitions with one arm, 8 to 12 repetitions, and then you can switch arms. Of course, we have to balance out our physique, so we do right arm and then left arm again. And I'll join them for the double arm. Just lower the weight with relatively straight arms. Make sure that the collars are fastened tightly on your dumbbells so that the ends of them won't fall off, which is a possibility, so always remember safety. You can have your legs out straight like we're showing, or you can bend your knees up. Your position of your legs is not important, but make sure that when you lower the weight, you're lowering it as far as you can. This also increases the flexibility in your shoulders, and also it increases your chest expansion. Now, in just a moment, we'll be back with more body shaping, and we're going to work on an ab session.
I think I caught that pun.
An ab session. Now, most of you people don't realize that while you're sleeping at night, lying perfectly still, sleeping like a baby, you're burning 100 calories an hour. Now, the amount of calories you would burn doing this in a 24-hour period is called your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is the lowest rate that your body will have. Now, everybody has a different basal metabolic rate. Some people, you know, can go out and can eat like a horse, yet they stay skinny as a rail because their BMR is higher than somebody who can just drive by a grocery store and gets fat just driving by a grocery store. So everybody is concerned with the calories that they're eating and keeping slim. Now, no matter if you've got a high metabolism or a low metabolism, we still have to keep tone and firmness to our muscles. So we're going to show you some exercises to slim and tone up and firm up the abdominal area. First exercise is the serratus crunch. We'll drop our legs to the right first. And this exercise is working the serratus muscles, the muscles that come across the stomach in this direction. And you come up, and you crunch up. You bring your elbow up and maintain a contraction in your stomach on the up phase. Again, this is working the abdominal area, the serratus, or the muscles on the side.
Is there any one sit-up that works every single muscle in the stomach?
No.
So many people think they could go home and do their sit-ups and they just do the regular old standard sit-up and they think that, every muscle in their stomach is doing a workout.
Actually, the standard sit-up where your knees are up and your feet are anchored is working the center portion of your abdominal muscles called your rectus muscle. And it's not working any of your obliques. Now, a lot of people that are leaner, you can see a lot of the definition in the side of their stomachs. They have all these little like finger-like muscles. You can see a lot of men swimmers have real defined serratus. So there's no one exercise that you can do that will exercise all of your muscles in the stomach area. Let's flip over. And now do a few to the other side.
Now, should both your shoulder blades be off the ground?
Or, yeah, you want to raise your shoulder blades to about 2 to 3 inches above the ground. And you're trying to bring your elbow up towards your hip. And again, you don't have to sit all the way up. We're just approximating the movement, lifting our shoulders up. Approximately 2 or 3 inches is all we need. And then we'll show the regular crunch. Legs up. And again, this isn't much movement, but you're contracting the muscles in the abdominals highly. Now the serratus exercise we did, the side crunch, is working the side muscle. This one, as you can see, is working the muscles in the direction of the up and down, or the rectus muscle.
Here's something I noticed. There's 2 of every muscle on your body, right? A left and a right. And this is probably the only exercise you can do that works both the left and the right in one single movement.
Except there's not a left and right tongue.
Well, we don't work mouth on the show, do we?
Okay. Now I'm going to demonstrate another exercise for the side of the muscles called the obliques. Now the exercise we just did, the serratus, is more for the muscles that come across your stomach, which give you a nice narrow waistline, nice V shape that bring your waistline in. This exercise, another side bend with a pulley, is more for the oblique muscles, the muscles running up and down on the sides of your waistline. And again, it's simply a variation of an exercise. As always, we try to give you a variety of different exercises that you can do to prevent boredom, to keep you stimulated, to keep your motivation levels high. And what I'm doing is I'm lifting the weight, I'm bending over, letting myself get a good stretch on my side, and lifting the weight. And this weight's probably way too light for me, but just to give you an idea of what the form should look like. And then again, the other side. All sides have to be equal, of course. Nice and slow and controlled. Make sure that you're far enough away from the machine where you can get a good stretch. For example, if I were right here, I have no stretch because I'm too close to the machine and my range of motion is limited. So I need to stand out approximately shoulder an arm's length away so I can get a nice stretch in the beginning phase and then also the ending phase. And again, this is working the muscles on the side. You can also put your hand over your head. In all these abdominal cases, I'm always stressing to you high repetitions. High repetitions is always important to burn fat, to tone up the muscles, to generate heat. Same thing here, you do at the least 20 repetitions a side. Okay, we have one more exercise for the abdominals, which is the bent knee raise. And Kid and Trudy are going to be demonstrating this on the floor, and I'll do it on the bench in case you have a chair, a bench, a kitchen cabinet counter that you can sit on, or the end of your bed. And all it is raising your legs in the bent knee fashion. Again, this is for beginners, or for people, I don't want to say beginners, but for people who have weaker abdominals. You may be an advanced body shaper, but you still have weaker abdominals. So you're just raising and lowering your legs slowly, bent knee. You can do this on the floor or on a bench, and again, high repetitions.
Does it matter how far back you lean?
No, you don't want to lean too far back because you want to have constant tension on the abdominal wall. See, if I were sitting up like this, I don't have as much tension as I do if I'm leaning back.
Kid, how's your serratus today?
Doing very well, thank you. We'll be right back with Body Shaping 1-to-1.
Coming up, 1-to-1 Body Shaping, sponsored by Tone Soap.
Hello, I'm Cory Everson. Now, if you like my body shaping show, you'll love my camp. The only better way to learn is from me in person. And you can do that at my Fantasy Bodybuilding Super Camp held in Manhattan College, New York City. So be there June 19th through June 24th. Along with me, you can meet my friends Gary Stridham, Bev Francis, and some new professional bodybuilders, Mike Ashley and Anya Langer. So come to my camp. Please call for information.
Call 1-800-872-3472, operator 5.
You know, one of the problems that I most commonly hear from people is that they lack motivation. And I think that's why a lot of people have personal trainers, is because they have a hard time motivating themselves. But you really don't need a personal trainer per se. All you need is a partner, you know, your husband or boyfriend or just a good friend. And I'm going to show you some exercises today with my partner, Kit. Hi, Kit.
Hi, Mark.
And we're going to show you a few routines that you can do to thin down those inner thighs, the hips, and the gluteus muscles, okay? So, Kit, you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Now, one of the things that you have to make sure of when you pick out your partners, you have to make sure that you like them. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to do an exercise using resistance with both of our legs. And Kit's going to be working the thigh while I'm working the inner thigh. I'll just put my leg right on top here. And Kit, there you go. Push, good, resist, and I'm going to push her down. Okay?
Oh,
Good.
I feel bad.
A little harder. That's it. Good. Now, what she's doing is she's working her hip here, and she'll be burning fat all along that area. We're going to go for high repetitions while doing this, and that'll really burn that fat and it'll shape the muscles. All right?
It's burning.
Okay, it is. Okay, then stop for a moment, and we'll switch. Now, we switched our legs. My leg is on the bottom, and I'll be pushing up, and Kit's going to be pushing down. So we've just switched over. Now I'm working the top of my hip, and Kit is working the what, Kit?
Inner thigh.
That's right. Can you feel it?
I can feel it.
Do you like it?
No. Am I supposed to like it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, you're supposed to love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right. Oh, that's great. Okay. Now let's turn over and work the other leg. We could switch if you like.
Oh, okay.
Can we go this way? So we want to be even, Kit.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
right.
just work one
Being
leg.
lopsided is not
All right,
in.
now my foot's on top again, and we're going to work the upper hip here. Actually, she has an upper hip because she has long legs. It's actually just the hip. All right, and I'll be working the inner thigh once again. Hard, come on. And you can motivate each other, too, while doing this. Come on, let's go. Let's motivate the audience. What do you think?
Motivating.
Let's go.
Can we do the other side now?
How's that feel?
That feels great.
Good, I'm just kind of resting here. All right, my turn. That's it. Okay. Now you want to make sure you keep that hip tight and concentrate on what you want that muscle to look like. It's always good to go through a magazine and find a picture of someone that has the legs that you want, so that you can work on building those legs. And you have a clear image of what you want to obtain. Oh, that's enough of those. What do you
Yes,
think?
I
Switch?
think definitely.
Okay, we'll just do a few more of these and we'll
We
go
did
through.
see so many.
No, we did those on the other leg. Okay. And more. Good. Okay, the next one that we're going to do is we'll face each other here. Okay, we're going to have a face-off.
Here we go. Dueling legs.
And what we'll do is you're going to bring your leg together like so. This is almost like an isometric exercise, but you have a partner doing it instead of your own arm or whatever. Okay. Not so fast, not so fast. Nice and slow, remember? That's the way.
Where you feel these. Now this is the inner thigh, right?
That's right. You're all excited to get back to these exercises, huh?
Oh, yes.
Kit just bought a new home, and she's been in her home way for a while, so she's all excited.
Running up and down the stairs.
That's right. Okay, now we'll go for the other leg. That's right. So again, you bring your legs together like so. and I'll push, and she's going to push, and you're working the inner thigh. And it works real well, let me tell you. Go for high repetitions if you have a lot of fat covering your leg, and you'll burn calories and burn fat. Good girl.
And have fun while doing.
That's right. Aren't we having... Only if you like each other, kid. I'm having fun. You know, this is fun for me. Okay, the next one that you can do is we're going to do donkey kicks, but I'm going to add a little tension to Kit's leg, little weight here. And what I want you to do is you're going to push down on the foot of your partner, and go ahead, and you push up. That's it. That's it. Press with your heel. A little weight.
A little weight. You didn't say you put a ton on it.
Good. And when you're doing this exercise, you'll be working the gluteal muscles, the bottom. Once again, do burnout sets. When I say burnout sets, I mean I want you to force blood into those muscles, do a lot of sets until it just really burns, and you can't do any more. And you'll be so happy after they're finished. Okay, other leg.
Other leg.
And push up. That's the way. Push. And flex that bottom.
Now you should be careful not to arch your back.
That's right. Keep your back straight at all times. And just work that bottom. Just concentrate on those muscles. Focus in. And up, down, and up. Good. Okay, I'm going to take Kit through a few more of these, and we'll be back with more body shaping in just a minute.
Hello, welcome back. Today we learned exercises to firm up our chest and flatten up our stomachs. And if you want a map to your treasure chest, pay attention to this review. For your chest, floor or flat bench flies. Beginners should do just 1 or 2 sets, aiming for 10 to 15 repetitions. Always maintain a slight elbow bend and work through a wide arcing motion. Single and double arm pullovers. You can do this one on the floor, on your back, with your arms extended over your head, or you can do this on a bench. You can alternate arms or pull both arms over together. This exercise is a good tie-in chest shaper with your upper back and some of your rib area muscles. For your abdominals, serratus crunch. Do around 20 repetitions on this, 2 sets for each side of your body. And just continue to exercise away while breathing normally. Long pulley cable side bends. Place your opposite hand up against your head for stretch. You can also do this with your hand on your hip. Lean way over with the power of your side abdominals only, and be sure to go through a full range of motion. Bent knee leg lift. Here's an old standby. Use variations. You can do this one on the floor, 1 or 2 legs off the end of a bench. You can keep your legs totally bent or straight. In order to lose body fat, you have to do one of 2 things. You have to reduce the amount of calories you're taking in by eating less foods, or you have to start an exercise program. In body shaping, we're concerned with both of those. We're concerned with following a good nutritional program, along with doing a very vigorous exercise program to burn away our fat. You've all heard of the saying, you are what you eat, unless of course you're a body shaper. Then you can eat more of what you want and exercise your troubles away. Thanks for watching our show. Have a great shaping day, and we'll see you next time.